Hi guys, this is CS Reviews back with another one. This is the Samsung S5 44mm watch. As you can see, that's the watch face I'm using at the moment. So if you can see my head in the video. So this is the watch face I'm currently using. If you want to change watch faces like any normal Wear OS watch, you hold down and you feel like a little haptic feedback from the watch itself, like that, and you can flick along. You can download some from the store itself, or you've got quite a selection. I mean, if you push on there, you've got tons of them. And literally, whatever your style, whatever your fancy, they're all here. Some unusual ones, some really nice ones, digital ones, analog. There you go. I do love nature, so this is actually quite a good one for me. But I do like a lot of data and stuff like that. I like to know things on the watch, that's why I have that at the moment. But I was using this one. So it's got your steps, your time, your exercise, weather, and you can change these complications to what you want. So if you just hold down, customize, flick through the colours if you want. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty straightforward really. There you go, green, wherever you know, and then you can also go that way, and you can change certain things. Not every watch face has got complications, and not every part of the watch you can adjust with the complications. Some complications are just like that there. I can only change this one, which is highlighted. If you wanted to change that, you would just push it. So I'm literally trying to watch through the video as I do it, and you seem to miss. So it's just, all it gives you on that one is steps and water, but most complications you can literally customize to whatever you want, and that would be that. But if you was to choose, say a watch face like this one, which I was using, and if you held it down and customized, other than changing the colors as I showed you, you could literally change to anything. Battery, date, you know, there's tons of things there, and it's just a really quick way to get to something. There, look, there's even more of them there. Barometer, media controller, whatever your thing is that you want to get to really quickly. You might want a world clock. You might want to know the chances of rain, and if you live in England, the chances of rain are pretty high, as we all know. Right, so if you scroll right, and you get your notifications. I've got none at the moment. That's because no one's contacting me. And you can adjust so what notifications you want on your watch. If you want to mute them, do not disturb, and you go to advanced, read aloud notifications. Yeah, I don't know about that, but turn on the screen so if you get a notification, so you don't miss it. You know, you could have it like that. So I suppose if you had your watch in your pocket, your phone in your pocket, and you had it on mute or something like that, you didn't have it on, but you wanted the notification just to go through to your watch, it could light up or vibrate just for you, so you would just look at your watch and go, oh yeah, you know, I need to do that, I need to do this. If you scroll left, you get all your Or as you can see, exercise. Some of them are tracked. Walking, I think, is tracked. I don't think all of them are tracked. I think it's a select one, auto detect workouts. Yeah, look, so if you click on that, as you saw, they're the ones that are tracked. I mean, I suppose that they'll update that as time goes by, but there are tons, literally. You can't go wrong with it, really. I do love that animation. There's just something about that animation. Right, so, and you can add more. There are more on there. So just to show you, you've got your weight, skeletal muscle, fat mass, body fat, BMI, body water, and BMR. I think that's your basically your calories. I think that's your calories to maintain the weight that you're actually at, that you should eat per day. I think that's what that means. But you'd have to look it all up. But yeah, I mean, if you're into all this type of thing, it's a pretty good thing. The accuracy you'd have to check, but from what I've heard, they're quite accurate. I suppose the only way to really check would be to go on, you know, one of them machines that you've got in some pharmacists or maybe a doctor's. I honestly not sure about the doctor thing, but I know you can get these things measured, which would be interesting. So you've got that data, and that's my sleep for today. It's not fantastic, I'm afraid, and I did snore detection last night, and it wasn't pleasant. Yeah, see, snore detection, not snored. I snored for 2 hours and 2 minutes. Terrible. I'm gonna get that sorted out because I'm sick and tired of it, and it's not pleasant around other people. That's the weather. I mean, it's got so much on it. I can't complain about the amount of things that this watch can do. I really don't know what else you could want on a watch, quite honestly. Stress, your alarms. Oh yeah. This is your blood oxygen. 98%. That's a good reading. I think these are quite accurate from what I've checked, because I've do, you know, the finger one that you use. I've tested it against that, and it's, you know, it's there. Steps, calories, floors, times, what you've done today and what you ain't done today. ECG. I mean, there's so, this is what I'm saying, there's so many things that this watch provides. You can record it like that, so you go like that, and then you hold the top right. It checks that everything is hunky-dory, that you've got no issues with your heart, etc. Now, this ECG does not show signs of atrial fibrillation. Yeah. I've never had a problem with my heart, so you know, I feel fine. But as I said, even though the watches have got these things, it doesn't mean that they're considered a you know, a medical device, and that's what I've always got that disclaimer. Always see your doctor if you're feeling some sort of symptoms for anything. I think these can be a good tool to, if it comes up with, if that was a negative result, it might prompt you to go and see your doctor, which I don't think is a bad thing anyway. I can't turn my wrist much more because I broke both my wrists. I did tell you about it in a previous video. So I can only turn them so much. I'll try and show you this one, blood pressure. But as I said, you know, they're worth trying. And there you go, 126 over 76. And I've actually tested this out, and it's quite accurate. I ain't saying they're perfect. The thing is, when this is taking a reading, it's on your wrist. And normally when you've got the ones that you do above your elbow on your arm, and they're going to be slightly a different reading because they're coming from that part of your arm. I think if the watch was placed on that part of the arm, if you could do that, obviously you can't, it would be the same or roundabout. There's always a slight variation anyway. But as I said, always check. If you think something's wrong with you, you know, if you're worried about anything, always go and get it seen to. I like having these things on here. But it does everything else. So like, you know, there's your and you can add more tiles if you've got the buds, events, contacts, breath, goals, heart rate. And I think if you speak, if you install certain apps, you'll get more of these tiles, and you just add them, just click on it. I think you can do 15 maximum for flicking along. I can show you. So this is if you pull down from the top. Sorry, I didn't show this. And we shut the watch off. Bedtime. Bedtime mode is literally so that you don't, while you've got it on in bed, that you don't touch the watch itself. Yeah, so you don't touch the watch itself. I think that's do not disturb. There's quite a few different ones. And you could have that lot. If you wanted to change the brightness, if you wanted to use it as a, you can even have that flashing light. It's pretty good, I suppose. Let's go back. Sorry, no more. Yeah. So these are all your things, your connection, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, NFC, notifications, you've got all that. You can go through again. I think I showed you that already. Sounds and vibration, display, you can have always on. Turn it off if you want. Take it down. I mean, that will save you battery. I mean, look how bright it is. But you can always adjust it. I mean, I have it on auto, but I think that works quite well. Or always on. Right wrist, speak English, touch screen, show media controls. It's really whatever you want. You know, look, blood oxygen during sleep. Snore detection I had on. I tested that last night. I'm not going to play my snoring, but it did detect all my snoring. And you have to have your phone. It uses both. It uses your phone and it uses your watch. And your phone's microphone has to face sort of towards you, not too far away. And it has to be plugged in to a charger. And it will record your snoring. So I suppose if you wanted to show someone, like say a medical You know, like ear, nose and throat or something like that. You want to get your snoring fixed, and I'd like to get mine fixed, to be honest. I hate it. Is your battery? So it says 95%, 1 day, 2 hours left. And obviously, like any device, the more you use it, the more you mess around with it, the more you're going to drain it. And obviously, when you first buy a product, it's all new and it's that shiny, oh, it's brand new, I just got to keep playing with it. And you do, especially blokes, I think, even worse. I've always been into watches since I was young. And then you've got your apps. What is wrong with me today? Your apps, permissions, so the general text-to-speech import, connect a new phone, font sizes. You might want to have a larger font like that. Or you might want the really small font because you've got magical eyes. I haven't, but they're not bad. But as you get older, obviously smaller things are harder to see and read. Security, privacy, location, all your Google stuff. Is there anything else I haven't showed you? Not there. I could show you about watch. Just to show you, it is the Galaxy 5. There you go. The model number. Storage. So I've got that much left. Some images, a little bit of audio, apps and watch faces, and I suppose the rest is stuff that's just installed by the actual watch itself. What I can say is, from having this, I haven't had this long, but from having this the short time I've had it, battery 410 milliamps. There you go. What I've found from having this watch is it's very smooth. Now, I've also got a Fossil watch, Gen 6, and it ain't a bad watch. I quite like the look of it, and it's Wear OS free like this, although this has got a newer update, 3.5, but this is so much smoother. And I think it's because obviously Galaxy and Google worked hand in hand to develop Wear OS 3, from what I know. And it's just got that little bit more. There were places where the Gen 6 felt more laggy. You get a bit of lag now and again. It wasn't smooth all the time. And features. There's more features. Obviously this is a newer watch, but even the Galaxy 4, a friend of mine's got the Galaxy 4 watch, and it's not much different to this, but it's smooth. It's so smooth. There's no lag. No lag at all. Can't knock this at all. And also you got Google Assistant, so if you hold it down, that one. What is the weather like in London today?
Today in London, it'll be partly cloudy, with a forecasted high of 5 and a low of -2. Right now it's 4 degrees and mostly cloudy.
It certainly is. It's very cold out at the moment. It actually feels worse than 4 degrees. I've actually been out today. But it does feel colder today. I think it's probably like the wind factor or something like that. Yeah, so, oh sorry, if you scroll up from the bottom, I haven't showed you all this. If you scroll up from the bottom, so you got your Play Store, contacts, if you want to do contacts, start chat with all your peoples that you want to keep in contact with. You can get to settings, you can get to maps, you can do that on here. You can actually use Google Maps now without your phone, which is quite good. It just uses your GPS, which is all it should need. You should never need data. If the map is saved, if the map is actually on your device, you should never need data. to use maps, because all it's needed is GPS to pinpoint your location. So I'm glad they've done that. It did annoy me with other things I've had before, where it says you need data and you don't need data. You should never need data. And you can download various apps from the store. Wi-Fi Direct. That's for recording your voice. I have this one on for football. So this is, there you go, FA Cup. You've got all your proper things like timers. Oh, it's simple. Or you could just ask Google. There's so much. I mean, most of you will be familiar with a lot of this stuff. Spotify, Heart, bus times. I mean, that works. You know, look, it'll tell you where you are, when your next bus is, etc. Yeah, there's a lot you can do with these. I can't fault this at all. I got this on offer from Argus. $2.39 it was. I'm not sure what the prices at this current time are. They was doing a deal as well at the time for a £75 Adidas voucher. You had to claim it directly from Samsung with your receipt and everything. I'm not sure if that's still going, so you would need to look that up. But yeah, can't knock it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me for this watch. Battery life, as I said to you, we'd all like a week, 2 week battery life. And I know there are watches out there, I haven't reviewed them on here, but I've seen them on other reviews, that can last 7 days, things like that. If you put this into just basic watch mode, then it would last a couple of weeks, because it would just be like a basic watch. But I think if you adjust things over time, and I think the software learns what you're doing the most, and the battery life seems to improve over time. They say that watch faces black is best for a watch face, because you're not lighting up them pixels, so you're not taking up as much power. So I might even change my watch face. It depends really how much you're worried about battery life. If you can get a day or a day and a bit or 2 days out of it, depending on your usage, then I think that's pretty good. Charge is quick enough. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Lastly, I will say this is a tricky one, because as far as I know, this doesn't support Huawei phones and Apple phones. Now, when I bought this, and at this time, I'm actually recording this on a Huawei phone. And when I got it home, I was quite disappointed, because I went through the proper app procedure to pair the devices, and it wouldn't pair. And I actually thought I was going to have to take it back. But I searched around online, and there was ways around, or getting around it. And that was to go through the Health app and pair it through the Health app. And once you pair it through the Health app, even on a Huawei phone, then you can, then it works. The only other thing is regarding these two functions. Hold on. Which is the ECG and the blood pressure. And you're supposed to have a Samsung phone to achieve for that to work. But there is another way around that. But it's a bit more complicated. You literally have to download a modded version of that app, which I did. And I'm quite into things like this, so it wasn't too much of an ask for me. But for most people that are not used to doing that type of thing, it's probably not your best bet unless you've got a Samsung phone. It's sad that that's the state of affairs, because they're doing themselves a disservice, and they're losing customers. You know, at the end of the day, in this world, things are about choice. Now, you should be able to have whatever phone you want and still use a watch, and them functions should be, because that ECG and the blood pressure, they're not actually using anything from the phone, so you shouldn't really need a Samsung phone to achieve it. It makes no sense. I know it's trying to get you to buy a Samsung phone, but I don't think people appreciate that. If anything, you annoy the consumer. So yeah, Samsung, you should, in regards to that, you need to sort that out. You know, people should be able to have whatever phone they want and still use your watch to its full capability. I haven't droned on too much and you've stuck with me to the end. I can literally only review the things that I get, because I'm not I'm not funded by anything, so these reviews I do are literally my own things, or if someone from my family has given me something to look at, and then if I can do a review on it, I'll do a review on it. But yeah, so I mean, I've seen reviews on so many watches. I mean, there's so many out there, or you know, fitness bands and things like that. And I did used to have a Fitbit a few years ago. It was a Fitbit HR, I think, if I can remember rightly. And it was pretty good. It fell apart a bit in the end, but other than that, I mean, I don't know what they're like nowadays. I haven't reviewed a newer version of them. But yeah, I can't knock this. As I said, I hope I haven't droned on too much and put you to sleep, or if I have put you to sleep and that's what you wanted to do, then you're welcome. I think that's everything. The only thing I haven't showed you is the Wear OS app. But basically, the Wear OS app is literally just the same thing really as what you're doing on the watch. It just allows you to do it on the actual app itself. But you do get, so you've got the Wear OS app, you've got the Health app, and literally the ECG and blood pressure app. So they're sort of all part of Samsung's, you know, software bundle, if you want to call it that. But remember what I said about the ECG and everything. It's really made for, so you need a Samsung phone, which is idiotic. I'm sorry, but it is. No company should do that. You should never be tied. You should never be tied to one company, really, for them reasons. I mean, I think that's why, if we say we was talking about consoles, gaming consoles, things like that, that's why a lot of multiplayer games now, you can use, so say someone could be on a PlayStation, someone could be on an Xbox, and someone could be on a PC. I mean, one that comes to mind is Call of Duty, which you can play against each other or with each other in the same game and on different systems. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you should never be just one thing. So anyway, that moan out the way, I don't think there's anything else I haven't showed you. That ain't basically self-explanatory. Look, that was just a couple of pictures I sent over. Flowers, there are fish, and you can zoom in. Look, clownfish. Yeah, so, and you can also you can attach any Bluetooth from, well, I gather so anyway. My Bluetooth headphones are not Samsung, they're actually JVC, and they're attached perfectly straight away, no problems at all from the Bluetooth. And you can also, with the app on your phone, you can send over music straight to the watch. So you actually don't need, if you went out without your phone and you had your earbuds in and you had your watch on your wrist with your music on it, You could run along or do whatever you want to do and listen to your music just from your watch. You don't need your phone. Also, you can add your banking app, so you can pay for your stuff via NFC. I'm guessing most of you have done that. What else was there? There was one more thing I did want to say. Let me just try and find it. Oh yeah, the bedtime mode. I did tell you about that thing. That's literally so that you don't touch the device. You know, if you've got turn your wrist or touch to turn on the display, if you put bedtime mode on, you have the watch, you wear the watch in bed, and even if you touch it, even though I've turned them things off, but even if you touch it, it won't do anything. There's also a thing called oh, where is it? Sorry, if it's not there, it's like it's that one there. That one, water mode. So basically, if you go swimming and you turn on the water mode, basically what it does is it stops the water affecting the display. So it won't nothing happens, which is why, look, see where I'm doing that now? I've turned that on, and to turn it off, you go like that, you hold that, and water lock, that's it. Oh, and it's ejecting water as well. Press again to stop. Oh, shake the water out. Yeah, I didn't do that, but well, that's so that's another thing. That's another thing I didn't know, because I haven't been swimming with it yet. I just knew about the water lock itself, but it actually ejects the water. I know Apple phones do, Apple watches do that as well, because my partner's got one. She's into Apple. You know, everyone's got their choices. So I hope you like the review. If there's anything you need to know that I can answer, I'd obviously try and answer it for you. Got no problem with that. I really think that's everything. This isn't the cellular edition. I wasn't too worried about that. This just connects to the phone if you want to talk on your phone and stuff like that. I've got my phone with me most of the time anyway. But as I said, for running about and stuff like that, it's perfectly doable. Samsung seems to be on the ball with regards to updates. Yeah, you know. So yeah, I hope you like the review. Please like and subscribe if you can. It helps my channel. And I do like doing the reviews. Take it easy and get yourself a nice watch. Cheers.